Hello everybody and welcome back to Yeousch Alliance. You may be wondering where the previous two videos of mine have gone. They're on the main channel, so go and have a look at them if you haven't already. I'll put the links in the description for you. Now, the Pokemon this week is, oh joy, Luvdisc. This is the problem with randomly generated Pokemon choices. You end up with tripe like this to explain. Luvdisc is number 370 in the Pokédex and is very much in the NU tier. Actually, so far so that it probably lives in the bottom of the NU tier in the never never ever used part of the NU tier. It has two abilities. Swift Swim doubles its speed. You think that would be pretty good? I'll explain why it isn't momentarily. Its other ability is Hydration. This would be a great ability on any Pokemon that had any bulk whatsoever, because it removes status effects while rain is in play. We'll see how that can be not at all utilised properly later as well. Luvdisc being pure water, it has two weaknesses and they are to electric and grass. It also resists fire, ice, steel and water, although all these types will frequently do a lot of damage anyway. It has no immunities. Look at its base stats and oh my word. Whenever you see a Pokemon where most of its colour scheme in numbers is red, you know it's pretty lousy. Base 43 HP sets the ball rolling, and the only stat that's actually worth talking about whatsoever is Luvdisc's speed. Base 97 would be brilliant on any Pokemon that isn't Luvdisc. Kind of a shame. Let's try and see what Luvdisc can do, and its first set is the set that I have described as the least terrible set. That is, if you are insane enough to use Luvdisc in the first place, or just appeal to its cuteness, this is the set you will probably run. And you're going to use its absolutely enormous base special attack. Only enormous, relatively speaking, to its base physical attack. With a modest nature and a hidden power of your choice, you can get 194 special attack out of this absolute behemoth. And with Rain Dance, that means your water type stab move of choice will get even more powerful. Powerful enough to make very very weak bug types switch out, unless they're Surskit. Your choice of stab move actually, in all seriousness, is quite an important one, because obviously Hydro Pump is a far stronger move, but you have less PP, as if that'll be an issue for Luvdisc. But more importantly, it can actually miss. Unlike Surf, it has a 20% chance of missing. So after you've picked your stab type move of choice, you then go alongside that and put Ice Beam, because Ice Beam, believe this or not, on the special spectrum, Luvdisc can only learn normal, water and ice type moves, hidden power being the exception. That is all it can learn. It can't learn Energy Ball, it can't learn Thunderbolt, it can't learn Psychic, nothing like that. So Ice Beam is pretty much there because you're running out of moves to pick already, and it's move number 2. The third move is based upon the hidden power that you want to have. Hidden Power Grass might actually slightly tickle things like Quagsire. So Hidden Power Grass is on the right there with the green Ivy icon. Electric is there for other, God forbid, other Luvdiscs that you may come across, and all the terrible water types that are in the NU tier. Obviously the Ivy in the yellow box represents electric. Your final move is the move that helps you boost your speed, because you only have one good stat, so you might as well make it really good. Rain Dance boosts your speed twice over because of the ability Swift Swim, and even with very very little EV investment in speed, you actually become quite quick. You have to put all your other EVs that you would think about putting into speed into your HP, just so weak neutral attacks don't kill you. Your choice of item, I would recommend an Expert Belt, because you might actually be able to survive one attack if you don't go for a Life Orb. But you can go for Leftovers, that is perfectly reasonable too. But do bear in mind that Luvdisc is not very likely to live very long, and as a result more power is probably beneficial. The second set is actually one I had to get straight from Smogon because I was running out of ideas. And actually it's a slight edit, it's not a Smogon copy, I don't just copy sets from websites. That's not how I roll. But I am well aware that this is a set that is almost legendarily renowned for being on the Smogon website. So there we are. It's about utilising flail. And the way to do it is, I would recommend substituting down, but you can use endure as well. I would recommend substitute. And getting down to 1 HP, at which point your item of choice, whichever berry that you pick out of those two, gets activated, and then you can let go with one incredibly powerful flail attack. If you happen to get a free turn before the substitute effect, putting up Rain Dance means that you will almost certainly outspeed anything that comes to attack you, so you get your free flail much more safely. Do bear in mind, as I put there in note 1, weather and status effects between them completely and absolutely knacker this setup, because obviously sandstorm and hail will kill you when you get down to 1 HP. Another thing that kills this set, in fact, that I have not mentioned, is priority moves. Obviously, even though a Custap berry lets you go first, it does not overdo the priority on priority moves, so you still won't get an attack. Your other berry there is the berry that once your HP gets to a quarter or less, it boosts your attack by 1 stage, effectively giving you the power of a choice band but the ability to switch moves. So, out of the choice between the two, it is very much up to you. The reason Waterfall is in there, it may just look like random cover, but rock types, for example, will just laugh at your flail, and Waterfall will be able to do something to them. So at least you've got a bit of cover there. Probopass and Sudowoodo are such examples. When it comes to your EVs, make sure, if you're going to go with this, that you have 8 EVs in HP, because that will guarantee that you have 1 HP after your 4th substitute, meaning that your flail will be the strongest possible. You're not going to get outspared with this, and if you are, you're just going to be simply unlucky unless you've been hit by a priority move. So, if you're running a Luvdisc in the first place, you're probably not that worried about the competitive scene. The third set is what I've jokingly called stalling. It's hard to even say what to say here because it can't stall for shit. But there's so few options for Luvdisc that you've got to try and do something if you're mad enough to use it. And the way to do this is to make use of your base special defense, which is, after your speed, your next highest stat. So maximising your special defense with a calm nature, with maximum special defense investment along with HP investment, and combine it with the moves Toxic, Protect, Sweet Kiss and either Whirlpool or Attract, and you have a Pokemon that could actually be really annoying for maybe 1 or 2 turns until the Pokemon you're facing hits you and you die. But one thing that I have noted in the bottom corner there, if you're running Attract, it's very important that your Luvdisc is not male. Most competitive Pokemon are male because that is the default on simulators and in most hacking tools for Pokemon games. So if you run it as a female, it's much more likely to work. To be honest though, you might get your turn off for Toxic, you may get a Sweet Kiss off, but let's face it, the Luvdisc is going to go down before your opponent is, so this is very much for the gimmick crowd only. You have to run leftovers in the vain hope that you might live an extra turn, but don't expect miracles. Hopefully next week we'll have a Pokemon that's not as hideously awful to use on the random generator. Let's hope so, and if this has somehow convinced you to use a Luvdisc, well, let me know in the comments if you're that bonkers. Talk to you all later. Hey you, yes you, the people watching the video at the end. I have my own channel, of course, Onion Gravy 64, but you all knew that. More importantly though, today is the first day that my second channel has of actual content of video upload. So go and have a look at it. It's called Civil Onion and it's all about strategic games, and Civilization 5 is what we are starting with, so go and have a look and have a great time. The annotation will hopefully be in this video while I'm talking, but just in case it isn't, I'll put it in the description as well. Have a great evening everyone. If you enjoyed the video you've just seen, please join my Facebook group and follow me on Twitter for the latest news.